How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews, back with a little Civil Life up in this piece in the form of their Be Civil. Yeah, this is a honey wheat lager coming in at a percent of, I don't know what, actually. I don't think they ever put their ABVs on here. And they're talking about a bone dry finish on this wheat lager because of that honey addition, that enzyme, that brute enzyme in there, baby. So we'll see what this comes from my boy Jason. He is my Civil Life hookup. Whenever these boxes land, this guy's happy. Label-wise, one of my more favorite ones they've done. Dirty Glass Mafia. Let's get rid of that real quick by banging the shit out of the glass. Definitely looks the part of a lager, a wheat lager. Usually expect a little bit of haze. I know you can have your clear lagers, your Crystal Weiss, those kind of things. Your brain, you usually think kind of wheat beer, wheat lager. Think something a little bit more hazy than that. Pinky finger, white as white could be head. Really nice kind of, almost like snow globy kind of carbonation. Bright yellow body. It's a good nose. I'm saying wheat out the wazoo. You know, it does come off as almost, I said Crystal Weiss from Weihenstephaner, which I reviewed not too long ago. It's very much a similar nose on this. So it has that big, punchy, yet kind of not like super doughy, super grainy, or not even like you're not getting, like, I know it's a yeast thing, but that banana kind of clove, bubblegummy phenolic you get on a lot of German-style wheat beers, it's kind of grain in your brain when you get that big wheat component. It almost follows suit. Not really getting that in here. There is that soft honey characteristic. Not over the top, but it adds this almost like dense sweetness to it. The kind of way honey is, it's a dense sweetness. It's not like a true to form kind of super sugary kind of sweetness. There's something about honey that has this kind of flabbiness I always associate with like butter or rum or something like that. So that's kind of how the nose is coming off. Wheat leading the way with this nice soft kind of honey vibe to it. Done and done. Let's dive in. Cheers. I actually do get a soft, very, very soft kind of banana phenolic off of this, at least on the taste. Yeah, but it really is grain driven. It has this more zippier, crispy kind of wheat base to it. It does have this subtle sweetness to it. It's not bone dry as they would put it on the actual can itself, but it's drier than what you'd expect. I actually think this might have a little bit of ABV to it, and by that I mean probably pushing maybe 6 and change as opposed to sub 5. It's really tasty. That honey does come through in a taste, but it's very subtle. It's almost like a third player or fourth player. It's that wheat leading the way, that little soft, super soft banana thing, a little bit of lager yeastiness, and then that kind of honey comes through almost residually. It actually sits on the kind of roof of my mouth more than anything else. The soft little sweetness that I'm attributing to that kind of honey. But it's a crispy boy. It's definitely 100% a super light, super drinkable, just light as light could be, tiptoey kind of crispy boy status kind of lager. Just so happens that wheat is a very prominent portion of the show, which I dig. Adds an extra dimension to the lager. And then with that honey kind of coming in at the end and adding that kind of soft little residual sweetness that you know is not like a under attenuation or even just like some kind of sugar addition. I guess you would say honey would be that, but I'm almost positive this is all fermented. You know what I mean? It's honey's being fermented in this. It's not adding post. And that honey I think is like, what is it, 96 to 98% fermentable. So it's that's just that little bit left over is adding that little bit of residual sweetness that makes this beer really, really tasty. I think it's fantastic. I think it's probably one of the better beers that I've had from Civil Life. It's just that good. It's really, every sip is that much more vibrant, that much more explosive. For a beer that I'm now starting to think is a little bit lower in ABV, I thought it was bigger because of that sweetness, but now I'm starting to think it's just that remainder of that honey behind, probably pushing this right around the 5 and low 5s. It is a super crusher, a super drinker, and a super tasty beer. Thank you very much, Jason, for sending this off. Listen, go watch my Civil Life reviews. They're pretty much all the same. It's me gushing over these low ABV beers and lagers that they do and how much I love them and I wish they were near me. So I think there might have been one beer that I was like, meh. Yeah, but every single one I have from these guys is exactly the stuff I love to drink. And honestly, we're going through a brutal heat wave. This is the Wednesday before Beer Palooza. So it is like, I think there's like warnings, stay in your house kind of hot. Like heat index is like 110 level stuff. This is hitting the spot. So is this one of the better lagers I've had as of late? Yes. Is one of the better honey beers I've had as of late? Yes, actually. This is absolutely Mount Rushmore status on probably both of those scales, but on the honey one, it is like one of the leading faces on the mountain. Value and availability, I asked Jason, but almost all their beers comes in 6-packs for like $10 or less, which is just amazing. And leave you with, if you like what we like this beer, if you like lager crushers, but you want something of a bit of a twist on it, but not in that kind of over-hopped, super hazy, overdone kind of way. You want something a little bit more kind of civil? No, classy. Not as aggressive, a little bit less showy, but in a meaningful way that works really well. One of the better adjunct beers I've ever had, let's put it that way. If you like that drinkability along with a nice little pizzazz, you will love this beer. So there you go. Review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Oh, let me know if you had this. Beer Massif if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. I need to talk to these guys on the podcast. That'll have to happen. So hopefully you guys enjoyed our review. Hopefully you enjoyed a little Silva Life right now. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.